Hey, St. Luke's. The doors of our church have been closed for 20 weeks now, but this Sunday we open them again. 9 a.m, 10:45, 6 p.m. services, all back in person, followed by the next Thursday at our 10:30 service. We're back together for church. Now, you might be a bit like me at this time, feeling maybe some nerves, some anxiety, but a real sense of excitement and desperately wanting to celebrate with the people that we have missed for so long. So what I want to do is share a little bit about what's happening this coming Sunday, some of the changes you might see around the place, just so that you aren't surprised when you get here, so that you're not distracted, or as few distractions as possible, so that our hearts are prepared to worship together. So first thing I want to talk about is when you come on site, car parking. This is particularly for those coming to our 9 a.m. service. When we come at 9 a.m, we don't park on site. Bring the camera around here. Have a look at this. See this massive car park behind me? Look at the car park the Lord has provided. If you come to 9 a.m, if you're part of a ministry team at 9 a.m, please park in Westfield. That'll mean our site is free for visitors. It'll mean our site is free for the 10:45 service transition. So that's a great way to serve everyone who comes to the 10:45 service. Park up in Westfield. The next thing to do when you arrive on site is keep an eye out for the welcoming team. Big blue welcoming tent, people in blue vests welcoming you. There's a couple of stages to check in at the moment. One is they'll flash you the government QR code. Grab out your phone, zap yourself in with that. While you're doing the QR check-in, they'll check you in on your iPad. And now this might take a little bit longer than we were used to, so please come early to church. That'll mean we don't have a massive bottleneck. Come early, look for the people in the vests, check yourself in, and then come straight inside. What we don't want is a whole bunch of people at the front of the building, making the movement into the building difficult. So come early, and we'll get that check-in sorted out. Okay, here we are inside the church, and right now we're transitioning it from a live streaming studio back into in-person church. A couple of things that you might find different when you're back inside the building. One is you're going to see more musicians migrating up the front of the church. You're going to see some more lighting coming down on the stage of the church. Don't freak out, all right? We're not going Broadway. This isn't Hamilton. We just want to make sure our services are as best as possible for our brothers and sisters who are still watching the live stream. So bit of different up the front of church. The other thing that you'll notice inside the building is that rain, hail or shine, every door and window of the church will be open, and our air conditioning will be going, and our fans will be off. Okay, this is best practice ventilation for our church. Air conditioners moving outside air in, doors and windows open to move inside air out. Now, one of the implications of this is that there's going to be some ambient noise going on. If you're up the back of the church, you're going to hear the symphony of Miranda. I'm talking buses and sirens and car horns. If that's going to be a big distraction for you, you might want to migrate further down the front. It might be your time to do that. If you like sitting on the side of the church, say on the northern side of the church, you're going to hear kids. Our kids programs are all going to be happening as best as we can outside at this time. So if you're like me and you hate the sound of children having fun, you might want to head to the southern side of the church instead. Now, truth be told, that's not going to solve it. We are going to have some ambient noise while we're gathering in church, but it's worth it to have the sort of ventilation that allows us to actually meet together. Next thing about in the church building, we've got the green ticks back again on chairs. That's less of a guideline for us to police and the welcoming team to police, more of a guideline for you. So we want you to take responsibility for where you sit and what's comfortable for you. We don't know who's members of your household necessarily. We don't know your friendship bubble arrangements. So they're a guideline for what's about 1.5 distancing for your own seating. One thing I will say is you might want to keep an eye out for those who come to church by themselves. They might want to sit by themselves. They might also like the invitation to come and join your crew for the time being, or for you to sit somewhere near them. So keep an eye out and make the offer. That way we can take care of those who gather with us. Now, once all our seats in the building are filled, we'll be heading up to our overflow space. Again, great ventilation, live stream services up there, lots of space. You might even decide that being in the church building is not quite right for you. You might feel a lot more comfortable up there. That is fine. Once church is done, masks, we're outside and the masks can come off. The one place you can't stay after church is on these stairs. So as soon as church is done, we want to move people away from these stairs. I get the feeling, right? You come out of church, masks off, you see someone you haven't seen in ages, you want to talk, it's great for you. Just there's like 100 people behind you all keen to get out of church without rubbing shoulders, okay? So we want to move away from the stairs, head down to morning tea. All our morning teas, all our suppers are on in the courtyard. So head down there, you can gather with your brothers, your sisters, and catch up there. All right, to those of you who won't be back with us, to those of you who have medical concerns and you're thinking, oh, it's not the right time for me, we want to know. I encourage you, reach out to us and say, for the time being, I won't be back. We want you to own that decision, and we want to support you in that decision, and we want to know how to keep you as well connected with your family here at St. Luke's as possible. So reach out to the ministry team and tell us. But for everyone else, I can't wait to see you on Sunday. Can't wait to have you back and to see each other face to face. You know, when we do church, we declare to our family, our friends, our suburb, our city, we declare to our own hearts that Jesus is everything to us. So we want to continue that witness by gathering as his church. He calls us to do it as his body, as his bride, as his masterpiece. When we do this whole exercise called church, we lift our eyes from the urgent and the distracting, and when we focus them on things of eternal importance, by gathering as his body, we're transformed into the image of Jesus. That's why I can't wait to be back at church. That's why I can't wait to see you back at church as well. So see you soon.